Tonight's challenge comes on the road, where Chaska has faced its share of adversity. Focus will be on getting the scoreboard first, managing the puck, and keeping shifts short and disciplined against the JV Orono team that traditionally plays well on home ice. For the Chaska JV and Orono JV, live from Long Lake. As the players take center ice, Marco Tobin will take the face-off for the Chaska Hawks. Brett Holman. Winkler steps into the face-off circle. The Spartans take control off the face-off. Into the corner. Heelan there. Chips it out. Good clear. Winkler as he works his way down over to Colby. Colby fired on net, Winnings there for the save. Nice shot from the point there, face-off circle with Winkler. Hawks look to gain control. Hallman wraps it around the far side. Isaac Anderson behind the net. Over to Brody Erickson. Can't quite clear the zone. Good play by Geelan to keep the puck in. Winkler works his way to the middle. Rutherford with a shot there. Good save there by Nolan Winnings. Cooper Swanson steps into the face-off circle. Hensley works. Puck battle along in the far corner. Young in the battle up along the boards. Takes a good check from Schlotterhoff. Young manages to come up with the puck and clear the zone. Battle on the near boards. Puck cleared. Here's Schlotterhoff as he races down on Nolan Winnings. Works his way out on a 2-on-0. Nice pass there. Couldn't quite connect. Schlotterhoff to create the opening, then with Forsythe on the far side. Hawks clear the zone. Picked up by Hokanen. Hokanen. Good play by Swanson to use the body to keep the puck in. Puck battle on the far boards. Controlled by the Hawks. Great one-timer. Goal by number 27, Owen Schauber. On the assist from Max Sutcliffe and Jackson Gerlach. Geelan moves it through the neutral zone. Good pressure there by Bauer Anderson. Henchies moves the puck across. Fires on net. Schauber's shot is deflected. Johnson steps into the face-off circle, opposite boards. Johnson tries to come away with it. Nice play out to Colby. Colby looks. Willis turns, moves along the boards. Jack Schwartz steps up. Hawks can't clear the zone. Good play by Colby there to reverse right out front. Puck leaves the zone. Kolar dumps it deep. Colby, good position out front. Johnson picks it up behind the boards. Schwartz leans into him. Puck along the boards. Colby picks it up behind. Wraps there for a stoppage of play. Spartans have come out with some fine passing here. Stoppage in play. Winkler with a face-off. Rutherford in the far corner. The Hawks create the turnover. exits the zone cleanly. Tobin works his way on the far side, fires it, bouncing puck in front. Isaac Anderson keeps it in for the Hawks. Erickson works his way over to Young. Young dumps it deep. Puck wraps around. Hawks manage to keep it in. Tobin fires it towards the net. Erickson and Rutherford over battle on the far side. Rutherford clears the zone. Cooper Swanson steps into the face-off. Puck in the neutral zone in the slot area. Forsyth steps in. Good back check pressure by Cooper Swanson to lift Forsyth's stick. Clears the zone for the Spartans. Turns, fires behind the net. Hentges, near boards, works his way into the neutral zone. 4-on-2. Puck on far side. Shot by Forsyth. Saved by Winnings. .9:14 remaining here in the first period. 9:14 remaining here in the first period. Spartans with a 1-0 lead. Gerlach steps in, takes the face off. Controlled by the Hawks as they wrap it around. Bauer Anderson battles on the near boards with Renner. Hawks clear the zone over to Highland. Highland can't quite. Colby steps into the slot. Cuts right through Hallman and Anderson. Manages to get the shot on net, but Winnings there for the save. Isaac Anderson. Schaber. Gerlach brings it back into the zone. Works his way around, deep below the net. Hawks managed to clear the zone. Picked up and dumped back in by Renner. Gerlach works his way on the near boards, turns, fires it off the side of the net. Isaac Anderson picks it up behind the net. Colby turns. Gerlach controls the puck behind the puck well in their offensive zone today. Bauer Anderson steps up, fires it into the corner, high off the glass. Alex Johnson there to puck battle with Levi Geek. Muschitz, puck battle. Hawks finally clear into the neutral zone. Keelan over to Hunsley. Hunsley steps up, fires it across. Nice one-timer, just wide. Nolan Winnings had worked his way across the crease. Puck battle on the far boards. .6:56 remaining here in the first period. Hawks lucky not to get a penalty on the previous play. Steps in the face-off circle opposite Johnson. Young wraps it around to Greer. Greer out to Erickson. Too far. Geelan steps in. High off the blocker. Young, puck battle. Greer picks it up. Great forecheck pressure here by the Spartans. Create the turnover. Hunsley picks it up in the corner. Back. Winkler steps into the face-off circle opposite of Tobin. Puck's dumped in. Hallman tries to clear it. Rutherford there with a nice stick to keep the puck in. Picked up by Hentges behind the net. Rutherford steps up, fires just wide. Rutledge out to the point. As he turns, fires. Hentges picks it up, dumps it back into the corner. Spartans. Keelan again keeps the puck in. Hawks are really struggling to clear the zone here with any efficiency. They dump it all the way to 8 shots on net to 0 for the Hawks. As evidenced by the shots on net, they're putting a lot of pressure on the Hawks here in the first period. Willis. Picks it up, Swanson, and slot fires. Nice save there by Gallagher. First shot on net. Sumstead picked up this puck. Cooper Swanson steps in the face-off circle opposite of Shuttleoff. Puck dumped deep. Alex Johnson picks to the corner, goes Sumstead, battling with Alex Johnson. Sticks being puck dumped down. Hallman there, clears the zone. Hogger. Young in the battle with Forsyth. Puck comes right out front. Young picks back up in the corner. Tries to connect with Sumstead and does. Gerlach steps into the face-off circle opposite of Tobin. Or Whack, far boards, kept in by the Hawks. Dump deep, Colton Wacker picks it up on the far side. Mushitz. Keelan with a nice escape. This Chopper steps in the face-off circle opposite of Cooper Swanson. Swanson with the face-off win, back to Anderson. Anderson wraps it over to Young. Young tries to connect with Gieske just out of the reach. This will go all the way down for icing on the Hawks. Schauber steps in the face-off circle. Play. Hinchis. Hinchis battles on the near boards. Schwartz up to Renner. Renner fires from the point, blocked by Hinchis. Wide. Solid play there by Schauber, but just shot the puck wide. Gerlach picks up the puck behind. Out to Schwartz. Schwartz chips it forward. Gallagher there, dumps it into the corner. Puck battle below the goal line. Off to face off. The Spartans take control. This will be the first power play opportunity for the Hawks. Isaac Anderson picks up the puck behind the play. Anderson, Erickson. Erickson chips it forward. Tobin. With 1:52 remaining and 1:29 remaining in the Chaska power play, Cooper Swanson steps in the face-off circle opposite of Johnson. Mushitz to chip the puck free and dump it all the way down. Sorensen picks it up for the Hawks as he works his way through the neutral zone, just out of the reach of Cooper there. Slaughterhoff regains control, brings the puck out, fires it all the way down. 45 seconds remaining in the Hawks power play. Roland Winnings retreats, leaves it for Isaac Anderson into the corner. Deep in the corner, works his way through the neutral zone. Nice cut play on Slaughterhoff, just puts the play just out of reach. Gallagher there to steer it wide. Sumstead fires it across over. Lucas Greer picks it up on the far side. Over to Sumstead. Sumstead, they couldn't quite hold the zone. Hawks will retreat. That'll end the power play by the Hawks. Good success. Leaves it opposite of Kolar. And that'll be it for the first period, folks. Solid start for the Orono Spartans. Nolan Winnings with 12 saves out of the 13 shots. On the opposite side, Gallagher with 3 shots on net and 3 total saves. as we begin our second period. Players taking their final coaching, referees taking their position. It's been all Orono Spartans so far this first period. The Hawks try to keep good, solid defensive structure, but try to get a few shots on net, try to create some opportunities in the neutral zone for some offensive opportunities. Nash Winkler steps into the face-off circle opposite of Marco Tobin for the Hawks. Face-off controlled by the Hawks. Young along the far boards to Sorensen, just out of the reach of Sorensen. Picked up Lucas Greer, moves the puck through the neutral zone. This will be offsides on the Hawks. Hawks jump the zone just a little too quickly. Tobin steps in opposite of Winkler. Young picks it up on the far boards, dumps it deep. Mushit's there to pick it up on the far side. Hokanen reverses course back into the corner. Winkler there, dodges the check of Tobin. Puck's loose out front, picked up. Here's Rutherford and Young in a foot chase. Good defensive effort there by Young to get a stick on it. Rutherford couldn't quite get the shot off on time. Nolan Winnings there. Easy save for him. Forsyth steps into the face-off circle opposite of Cooper Swanson. Picked up by Brody Erickson. Brody Erickson into the corner. Tries to chip it out to the point, kept in by Renner. Willis tries to work his way around. Owen Sumstead picks it up in the offensive zone, reverses course. Forsyth picks it up for the Spartans. In a battle with Willis. Forsyth comes away with it. Puck's loose out front. Schlotterhoff with the shot from the point, just wide. Cooper Swanson over to Willis. On the far boards, dodges the check. Alex Johnson steps in, fires, tipped off leg pad. Good play there by Winnings. Good solid effort here by Orono right out of the gate. Puck's dumped all the way down. Gallagher is forced to turn it aside. Renner turns. Forecheck pressure here by Brody Erickson. Renner sets up, long pass over to Forsyth. Forsyth fans on the pass, but tries to return the favor. Hallman there, steps in. This will be offsides. Hawks caught a break on that one. Colton Wacker steps into the face-off circle, opposite of Jackson Gerlach. Gerlach with the face-off win, back to Galen. Galen dumps it in. Gielan dumps it in, pardon me. Willis in the far corner. Schauber wraps it around. Gerlach back to Schauber. Bauer Anderson steps in. Mushit's managed to keep the puck in the zone for the Spartans. Puck's dumped all the way out front. Here's Hintges. Gielan. Hawks clear it. Right up into the Spartans bench for a stoppage in play. .51 remaining here in the second period. 15 shots for the Orono Spartans compared to 4 for the Hawks. Gerlach steps in the face-off circle with Wacker. Puck's controlled in the neutral zone by the Spartans as they dump it deep. Lucas Greer picks it up, fires it high up into the stands. Tried to go high off the glass to get puck out of the zone. Ended up in the stands. That'll create a stoppage in play. Wake up a couple fans. Wacker steps in the face-off circle opposite of Gerlach. Hawks can't quite clear the zone. Puck's chipped in. Gielan keeps the puck in to Schauber. Schauber works on the near boards. Jake Hyland clears the zone. Hawks really having a hard time exiting their zone with any consistency here. Gerlach dumps it in front left. Hentges there with a shot just wide. Heelan picks it up at the point, works his way over to Kolar, or Mushitz sends it from the point, right up the backside of Greer. Puck's loose in front, picked up by Hentges. Back to Schauber. Spartans maintain control here in the offensive zone. Spartans reverse the course, back out to the point. Gielan steps in from the point. It's on his backhand side, so he couldn't get the shot off. Mushitz there, dumps it back in. Gielan wraps it through the middle. Hentges picks it up on the near side. Works his way back behind the net. Colton Wacker. Puck comes loose in front. Mushitz can't quite keep it in. This will force the Spartans to reset. They'll get a line change. Good jump by Isaac Anderson. Dumps it in, dumps it right on Gallagher. No other Hawk there to pick up the puck. Gielan clears the zone. Here's Kolar. Turns, leaves it for Mushitz. Just out of the reach, Bauer Anderson with a nice forecheck. Keeps the puck in the zone. Gieske, Schwartz on the far side, gets a shot off. Nice play there by Jack Schwartz to dump the puck on net. Gallagher got it stuck between his toe and the pipe. Did manage to jump on the loose puck before anybody else was able to take a whack at it. 10:55 remaining here in this second period. Gieske, face-off controlled by Spartans. As they turn, they dump it all the way down on a long pass. Here's Kolar. As he turns, he leaves it, and he scores. Great play by Colby as he came racing in on the rebound. Young got caught behind the play, leaving Colby there for the wide open shot at 10:43 remaining here in this period. The Hawks go down 2-0. Their second period this year has been a struggle for the Hawks. When they've won, they've managed to maintain good, strong pressure in the second period. Holman wraps it around. Kolar picks it up. Fires it on net. Saved there by Winnings. Kolar there with the assist. Rutherford steps into the face-off circle. Young ends up firing it up boards. Can't quite get it past Winkler. Tobin works his way down. He's got Hokanen on the far side. Tobin turns, fires it on net, just wide. Young pinches. Puck battle on the near boards. Winkler comes up with it as he looks to hit Rutherford with the pass. Young reaches in, passes over, shot just wide by Hunsley. Nice play by Hunsley on the far side to race down. Hokanen picks it up to Tobin. Tobin stops, fires it towards the net. Just out of the reach of Hokanen for the tip. Hallman steps up. Tobin works his way on the far side. Side steps to check. Winkler picks up the puck. Puck on the near side. Young steps up. Puts a check on Rutherford, keeping the puck in. Sorensen there helped with the puck battle. Puck's chipped loose. Alex Johnson picks it up. Johnson's got Hunsley on the far side. Good play there. Johnson with the shot on net, Winnings with the save. 9:15 remaining here in the second period. Winkler turns, fires across ice. Over to Hunsley. Hunsley over to Forsyth. Forsyth tries to work his way across Hallman. Good defensive stick by Hallman. Tipped the puck loose. Good play by Hallman again to take the puck. Gielan out at the point. Turns, fires it towards the net. Puck's loose in front. Winnings just shot wide. Hentges there on the far side had an opportunity on the back door. Couldn't quite put it past Winnings. Puck's down on net. Gallagher has his turn. Long pass, but the Hawks or the Spartans clear the zone. Hentges in a puck battle with Willis. Puck battle in the far corner. Hawks come away with it. Isaac Anderson steps his way, tries to get through the slot. Great defensive effort there by Schotterhoff. Swanson picks it up, dumps it on net. Gallagher steers it aside. Heelan in the corner with Sumstead. Swanson comes away with it. Up to the point. Isaac Anderson keeps it in. Heelan comes away for the Spartans with the puck. Reverses course. Takes a check from Cooper Swanson. Swanson creates the turnover. Schotterhoff comes in and takes down 2 Hawks on a good clean check. We'll have a stoppage in play for offsides. 7:39 remaining here in the second period. Continued offensive pressure here by the Spartans. The Hawks finally starting to get a few shots on net. Puck controlled by the Spartans as they work their way through the neutral zone. Alex Johnson steps up. Gets a shot on net. Whitting's there with a save. Rebound, Colby there. Colby keeps chipping away. Colton Wacker just took a 2-minute penalty for roughing. Colton Wacker took exception to the extra shot that Colby gave. He'll end up with a 2-minute. For roughing. This will give Orono their first power play opportunity of the day. Kolar steps into the faceoff circle, wins it, back to Renner. Renner at the point. Renner works his way over to Johnson. Here's Hunsley. Up to Johnson. Drew Johnson works his way back into the corner, leaving it for Kolar. Picked up in front one time, shot from the corner. Hunsley. Out to the point. Here's Drew Johnson as he works his way out to the point. Tyler Renner fires it, tipped just wide by Forsyth. Isaac Anderson can't quite contain the puck. Hunsley brings it back out front. Hawks doing a fine job keeping on the far boards. Forsyth tries to clear it in front. Loose puck in front. Forsyth for the Spartans picks it up as he works his way down. Jake Hyland manages to clear the zone. Tyler Renner's pressured by Bauer Anderson. Hunsley, nice play there. Jake Hyland. Kolar brings it back into the zone, tries to go across ice over to Henches, but can't keep it in. Swanson picks it up, clears the zone, picked up by Drew Johnson. Back to Renner. Renner over to Kolar. Kolar chips it in. Henches chips its way toward the front. Bauer Anderson picks it up. Can't quite clear the zone. Finally, Cooper Swanson does. Gets a shot all the way down on Gallagher. Gallagher has to steer wide. Schotterhoff looking for the far outlet pass. Can't connect, but Schauber got enough of it. Won't be icing. Heelan picks it up behind the net. 19 seconds remaining in the Chaska penalty. Heelan turns, fires it towards the net. Good save there by Nolan Winnings. 5:40 remaining here in the second period. Score 2-0. Spartans over the Hawks. Cooper Swanson steps in the face-off against Schotterhoff. Winnings looks like this is be a goal. Schotterhoff raced towards the net just as Winnings was trying to cover the puck. And he chips it free. That was an alert play by Schotterhoff. Keep following up on the puck. Winnings didn't quite get down on it fast enough. On the face-off, puck's chipped into the defensive zone. Puck's loose in front. Puck's loose. The Hawks can't quite get the shot on net. Oh, puck bounces off Greer's stick. Stick lift here by Schutterhoff. He turns. Good toe save there by Winnings. That was a great play by Nolan Winnings to cut across the crease, take Schutterhoff's shot right off the toe. Hokanen tries to control the puck in the defensive zone, out to the point. Point fired, save. Puck's loose. Sorensen picks it up on the far side. Takes a check by Gielan, loses his stick. Mush hits. Turns. Schauber picks it up on the near side, tries to back up to Gerlach. Gerlach's got a 2-on-1. Gerlach fans on the shot. Can't get the shot off in time, but he dumps it out front. Schauber turns in the corner as the Spartans contain control. Renner chips it deep. Gerlach fires it towards the net. On the far side, good defensive effort there by Hokanen to prevent the shot from getting off. Greer clears the zone. Hawks desperately need a line change here. Tobin off to Hallman. Hallman back up. Tobin loses it in the neutral zone. Rutherford picks it up. Greer fires it off out of the defensive zone. The Spartans enter just offsides. 3:59 remaining here in the second period. The Orono Spartans with a 3-0 lead on 27 shots on net. Levi Gieske steps into the face-off circle, opposite of Gerlach. Gieske with a face-off win. Schwartz exits the zone. This will be an offsides. Gerlach steps into the face-off circle with Gieske. Alex Johnson picks it up, fires it towards Winnings. It bounces into the corner. Young turns, avoids the check of Rutherford. Works his way up. Swanson can't quite clear the zone. Johnson keeps it in. Hensley picks it up on the far side. Pressured by Willis. Tie up on the far boards, out to Young. Young works his way up to Cooper Swanson. Swanson dumps it deep. Alex Johnson there to pick it up. Good pressure there by Swanson. Swanson turns, fires it back into the corner. Picked up behind the play. Young steps in. Keeps it. Puck battle on the near boards. Gieske with a nice play. Renner and Swanson collide. Schwartz comes in to provide some help. Schwartz turns, he's got it way towards the middle. Swanson can't control it because it's on his backhand. Swanson with a shot. Oh, nice save by Gallagher on the fluttering shot. Those are sometimes the hardest to get. Good forecheck pressure there, creating turnovers by Schwartz, Gieske, and Cooper Swanson. Owen Sumstead steps in the face-off circle, opposite of Winkler. Puck controlled by the Spartans as they turn. Gielan works his way behind the goal. Gielan pulls it out, goes up ice. Puck's chipped wide. Willis there. Bauer Anderson picks it up for the Hawks in the neutral zone. Puck's deflected, back to Young. Young fires it up the boards. Doesn't quite get it deep enough into the zone. Now he finally does. Stump back, Gielan. Turns behind his own net. Pressured by Bauer Anderson. Leaves it for Drew Johnson. Puck shot loose. It's available in the slot. Good play by Willis. Good stick to keep it in the zone. Bucks finally starting to get a little offensive pressure here. Using the body, they're getting turnovers. Greer steps up, keeps it in. Gielan dumps it towards the middle. Greer tried to keep it into the skate, but the bouncing puck just bounced past the skate. Turns, fires over to Owen Sumstead. Sumstead clears it over to Erickson. Puck's high off the glass, dumped all the way deep. This should be icing. They called the icing off. Lucas Greer steps up. He's got Brody Erickson. Erickson takes a check from behind from Forsyth. Long outlet pass. Here's Hentges as he works his way down. He fires on net. Great save by Winnings there. Hentges has gotten past Isaac Anderson for a direct shot on net. Good play by Winnings. Schotterhoff with a nice cross check that's not called. Puck goes deep into the corner. Kolar steps up. He's got Hentges racing towards the middle. Has to turn, fired into the corner, picked up behind the net by Anderson. Over to Highland. Highland can't quite clear the zone. Puck's finally cleared. Highland picks it up in the neutral zone. This is picked up by Kolar. 31 seconds remaining here in the second period. Good defensive effort there. Colton Wacker picks it up in the neutral zone. Brings it in, dumps it deep. 24 seconds remaining here. Alex Anderson picks up, or Johnson picks it up behind the net. Puck's flipped high up into the crowd. There's one lucky fan. We'll end up with an extra puck tonight. Maybe that lovely lady's fiance will get an accommodating puck. They can make them matching pucks. Gerlach steps into the face-off circle opposite of Wacker. Gerlach with a face-off win. Mush it. Can't quite get it out. Puck's back. Young retrieves, takes along the far boards. This is dumped all the way down. That'll be the end of our second period, folks. Orono came out, continued to put pressure on the Hawks here in that second period. As they scored 2 more goals in the second frame, taking a 3-0 lead. They have 28 total shots on net compared to the Hawks' 11. That was 18 shots in that period. Total for the Hawks are 11, 28 for the Spartans. Summary is Colby had a goal at 10:43 remaining in that second period on the assist by number 13, Finnegan Kolar. The next goal was unassisted by Schotterhoff, giving the Spartans a 3-0 lead. With that, we'll take a break. We'll be back at the beginning of the third period. Welcome back, folks. After the second period intermission, the Orono Spartans have a 3-0 lead on the visiting Chaska Hawks. They've provided offensive pressure here throughout the first and second periods. The Hawks have collapsed defensively well, just haven't quite been able to keep them off the scoreboard. Nolan Winnings in net has turned aside 25 of 28 shots. On the opposite side, Gallagher has turned away all 11 shots he's faced. Players are taking their benches, referees are taking their spots. We'll get started here in just a moment. Here we go, folks, as we begin this third period action. Marco Tobin will step into the face-off circle, opposite of Wyatt Schotterhoff. Tobin wins face-off, back to Hallman. Hallman up the boards to Sorensen. Sorensen tries to center, deflected into the corner. Hawks managed to clear the zone. Brody Grzeski out here on this first line in this third period. Puck shot toward the middle. Winnings there, awkward shot from the corner, but Winnings had to make a good save. Slaughterhoff steps into the face-off circle, opposite of Hayden Nelson. Face-off jump by Sorensen, can't quite clear the zone. Puck's dumped deep, Isaac Anderson retreats on the near boards. Over to Grzeski. Grzeski takes a blade to the helmet, keeps going. Brody Grzeski picks it up for the Hawks as he works his way down on the near boards. Turns, leaves it for Sorensen. Sorensen's shot, Gielan tips it into the corner. Puck battle behind Hayden Nelson, picks it up behind the play. Looks to center the pass right out in front. Gallagher steers it wide. Gielan picks it up in a battle with Grzeski in near boards. Schlotterhoff exits the zone down to Forsyth. Forsyth, Schlotterhoff racing towards the middle. Just out of the reach of Schlotterhoff there for the one-timer. Gielan keeps the puck in as he dumps it deep. Isaac Anderson picks it up for the Hawks. They dump it around. Stick's being held. Schlotterhoff grabs his stick, drags it all the way to center ice. They keep kicking it. Unsportsmanlike conduct, not called by the referees. Hayden Nelson picks it up, slash. This will be Alex Johnson's second penalty of the period, or of the game. Oh yeah, and then he kicked his stick, so that would have been unsportsmanlike conduct, but they didn't call it. That'll be a 2-minute penalty on Orono's Alex Johnson for slashing. At 13:27 remaining here in this third period. Sorensen steps into the face-off circle, opposite of Gerlach. Orono dumps it all the way down, takes a strange bounce off the boards. Sumstead over to Tyson Herman. Herman chips it up, managed to come away with the puck as he turns. Leaves the puck for Sumstead over to Tobin. Tobin clears the zone over to Sorensen, loses it in his feet. Orono fires it all the way down, forcing the Hawks to retreat. Good forecheck pressure here, and the puck's fist passed right out front by Orono there. Renner picks it up at the blue line, works his way all the way back to his blue line as he dumps it in, taking time off the clock. 1:22 remaining here in the Chaska power play. Chaska's 0 for 1 on their first power play opportunity earlier. Puck's wrapped through the middle. Sorensen tries to connect on the pass with Grzeski. Can't quite do so. This won't result in icing, so the Hawks pick it up. Tobin fires it towards the net, just tipped. Gallagher there with a nice save. Gallagher's done a fine job today. 13 shots on net. He's saved all 13. 1 minute and 1 second remaining here in the Chaska power play. Brody Gershesky steps into the faceoff circle opposite of Kalen Cole. Back out to Willis after the faceoff win by Gershesky. Wraps it all the way around. Muschitz clears the zone. Hawks having a hard time getting set up in the offensive zone here. Willis out to Tobin. Tobin sidesteps. Forecheck pressure by Drew Johnson. Puck's lost. Fired back in by Orono as they dump it all the way down. 35 seconds remaining in the Chaska power play. This has been a great short-handed shift by the Spartans here. Tobin works his way down on the far side, tries to cut through the middle. Takes the check, good play by Gielan to take him off the puck. Puck once again is cleared all the way down. 14 seconds remaining in the Chaska power play. Willis over to Tobin. Tobin exits the zone to Bauer Anderson through the neutral zone, loses it. Kolar turns, fires it back in. That'll do it. Successful penalty kill by the Orono Spartans there. Willis works his way deep in the corner with Tobin. Swanson picks it up for the Hawks. He's got Bauer Anderson just out of the reach of Anderson as he races down with Gielan. Gielan picks up the loose puck. Reverses course over to Renner. Renner fires it across the middle. Willis turns, picks up the bouncing puck. Exits the zone. Swanson. Good pressure here by the Spartans in the neutral zone. Kolar tips it. It's right in front of the Hawks bench. Young picks it up, works his way across ice. Good forecheck pressure here by Hentges. Hentges keeps the puck in. Winkler picks it up on the far side, wraps it up to the point. Alex Johnson, fresh out of the penalty box, there with a shot on net, saved by Winnings. Puck's loose in front. Cooper Swanson clears the puck all the way down, puts it on net, so Gallagher will have to steer it aside. Renner wraps it over to Alex Johnson. Johnson long pass out to Hentges. Hayden Nelson there for the intercept, creating the turnover. Over to Young, just off the tip of Young's stick. Can't quite control it. Puck goes deep. Gerlach works in the corner with Young. Gerlach with a big check on Young, takes Young off his feet. Erickson battles on the near boards, manages to clear the zone. Johnson over to Renner. Renner fires it over to Rutherford, can't quite connect on the pass. Holman picks it up, over to Bauer Anderson. Anderson clears the zone. Spartans turn, Renner brings it in. Good defensive effort there by Young to force him back to the point. Drew Johnson picks it up for the Spartans as they work their way through into the corner. Young steps in, stops the outlet pass. Good defensive effort there. Strong play by Young. Keeps Sharber from sending it in front. Sharber picks it up at the blue line, keeps the puck in the zone. It does clear. Spartans will get a few new bodies out on the ice as they work the puck across over to Drew Johnson. Drew Johnson steps in, tries to sidestep Brett Holman. Holman takes him into the corner. Sharber picks it up in the far corner. Battle. Isaac Anderson comes away with the puck for the Hawks. Whacker out to the point. Puck's tipped just in front by Sharber. At the last second, Sharber came in through the slot area, tipped it just wide. Hawks really struggling to get the puck out of the zone. They do so, but they don't get it deep enough to get a good line change. Anderson over to Hallman. Pressured there by Sharber. Sharber's been out there on a very long shift. He's got to be tired. Hallman clears the zone, dumps it deep. Jack Schwartz finally behind the Orono goal line. Back out to the point. Isaac Anderson can't quite get the shot off. Keeps the puck, he fires. Good defensive effort there by Muschwitz to push it aside. Sorensen steals, dumps it out front just over the stick of Jack Schwartz. Anderson turns, tries to get it off on it forehand, can't quite do so. Sorensen dumps it in. Puck's cleared. Right outside of the zone. Hawks have to wait as they dump it into the zone. Picked off by Forsyth. Sorensen. Good play by Tyson Herman to step up into the play. Takes it in the offensive zone. Shot towards front. Brody Grashevsky there. Tipped it just wide. Owen Sumstead fires it towards the net. Sorensen tipped it just wide. Gallagher was out of position, but given the fact that the puck went wide, Forsyth picks it up, dumps it in. Sumstead wraps it around over to Young. Young back to Sumstead. Sumstead back over to Young. Picked up by Grashevsky. Grashevsky over to Herman. Herman dumps it deep. Alex Johnson for the Spartans picks up the puck. Renner reverses course. Back to Alex Johnson. Johnson with a nice move on Young. Exits the zone, works his way through the neutral zone, creates a 2-on-1 with Hinchis, and he fires and he scores. Great individual effort there by Alex Johnson to work his way from one end to the other. Managed to work his way all the way through the Hawks and puts a winning shot on net. .647 remaining here in this third period. Hayden Nelson steps in the face-off circle opposite of Winkler. Hayden Nelson picks it up in the neutral zone as he dumps it deep. Alex Johnson, the goal scorer, picks it up behind his own net, pressured by Jake Hyland. Renner fires it high off the glass. This takes a funny bounce. It will not be icing. Young in a foot race with Winkler into the corner, out to the point. Renner keeps it in, fires it from the point, puck's loose in front. Drew Johnson came racing in from the point. Puck's cleared by the Hawks. Renner in retreat. Renner turns, fires it up ice for the long pass. Willis picks it up. Tagieski, Nelson. They exit. Nelson brings it in, tries to dump it deep. Goes off the referee. Not real sure why they stopped the play. It didn't look like it was offsides.
What if he thought it went on the play?
Cooper Swanson steps in the faceoff circle opposite of Jackson Gerlach. Gerlach with the faceoff win. Dumped down. Rutherford picks it up on the far boards, cuts his way towards the middle, puts a weak backhand, just misses the net. Holman wraps it all the way around to Marco Tobin. Tobin can't quite clear the zone for the Hawks. Kept in by Drew Johnson. Puck's chipped towards the middle. Hawks exit the zone. Sean Hokanen picks up the puck. Can't quite maintain his feet. Gielan picks up the puck, dumps it in. Holman behind the Hawks net. Holman reverses course over to Sean Hokanen. Hokanen reverses back to Holman. Significant pressure here by Rutherford. Cooper Swanson cuts towards the middle. They exit the zone, but Rutherford's there. Good defensive pressure there, creates the turnover. Swanson steals it from Drew Johnson, dumps it deep. Muschitz picks it up behind the net. Swanson again with good forecheck pressure there, creating the turnover. Gielan. Puck battle in the corner, goes off the side of the net. Spartans reverse course, tries to get Colby. Colby in a battle with Holkanen. Holman does a fine job keeping the puck in play. Colby finally clears the zone. This chips down. The Hawks have had a tough time getting a call from a referee on icing today. Hokanen wraps it, or Holman wraps it around. Tobin versus course over to Isaac Anderson. Anderson dumps it out. Colby from the point, shot just wide. Winnings there with a toe save. Puck's right back out in front. Winkler from the point tries to connect with Sharber. Sharber wasn't ready for it. Spartans enter the zone. Grashevsky finally clears it. Sorensen dumps it deep. 3:37 remaining here in the third period. Spartans with a 4-0 lead. Puck's chipped up along the boards. Not quite kept in by Herman. Back to Sumstead. Over to Herman. The Spartans have provided consistent forecheck pressure today, creating turnovers in their offensive zone. Owen Sumstead brings it down, fires it off the side of the net. Out to Sorensen. Sorensen fires from the point, and it's tipped in! Beautiful play. The Hawks finally get on the board on a play by Luke Sorensen from the point. With 3:09 remaining here in this third period, Hawks finally get on the board. Face off. Picked up by Orono, dumped in. Sumstead chips it right out front. Young picks it up, can't quite get enough on it as he's tipped away by Sharber. Sharber right in front. Herman works his way through to Grashevsky. Mushitz tries to clear the zone, kept in. Puck's cleared. Schlotterhoff steps in, doesn't get the shot off the side of the net. Shot high off the glass. Herman wraps it around on the far side, kept in by Mushitz. This will be a penalty on Orono for slashing. This has been a pretty consistent theme here. Finally, the referees make the call. This will give the Hawks their third power play opportunity. They're 0 for 2 so far. Herman dumps it towards the net. Puck's brought along. Hinchis works his way on the near side. The Hawks have the power play, but the Spartans do a fine job setting up. Forsyth turns in the slot area. Fires on net. Winnings there. Hinchis just on the far post. Can't quite get the shot off. Anderson over to Grashevsky. Grashevsky leaves it for Tobin. Tobin dumps it into the corner. Mushitz there. Turns, fires off the glass. Bauer Anderson can't quite keep it in. This will give the Spartans an opportunity to get a line change. Anderson turns, loses it in the neutral zone. Kolar dumps it over. Here's Gielan. Gielan works his way around the net. Pardon me, Gerlach. Gerlach continues to kill time off the clock. It's the Hawks that have the power play, and yet Orono's controlling the flow. Pass along near boards up to Anderson, stolen by Renner. Renner works his way right around Sorensen, but the puck's in front. Picked up by Alex Johnson. 1 minute remaining here in the game. Anderson dumps it into the corner. Anderson tries to dump it back. Can't quite do so. Puck's cleared all the way down. Shane Willis over to Tobin. Tobin sidesteps Kolar as they work their way. 21 seconds remaining in the Chaska power play. Colton Wacker takes a cross check across the neck by Alex Johnson again. Tobin fires. Glove save there by Gallagher. Play's getting chippy here. After the whistle, it'll result in multiple players getting penalties. The referees have let this get out of control. 29 seconds remain in the play. Keelan wraps it around. Dumped all the way down. That'll end the Chaska power play. Willis turns over to Schwartz. Schwartz clears the zone, 10 seconds. Keelan works his way back behind his own net, stalling, killing time. 3 seconds. That'll effectively end it. That's the final, folks. The Orono Spartans come away with a 4-1 win. 36 shots on net by the Spartans. 32 saves by Nolan Winnings for the Hawks. On the opposite side, Michael Gallagher faced 15 shots, stopping 14 of the 15. In that third period, we had goals by Alex Johnson at 6:47 remaining for the Orono Spartans, and for the Chaska Hawks, we had Luke Sorensen at 3:09. Penalties, we had 2 penalties. We had Johnson and Schlotterhoff for Orono, and then we had coincidental minors at the very end for Johnson and Sorensen. That'll wrap it up.